268 one owner vibe from Forest River coming in on trade here at Haylet RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Rear kitchen, outside kitchen, walk around private front bed, huge front storage compartment, power stabilizer jacks all the way around, wide stance axles, power awning, power tongue jack, and you know, propane encompassing nose cap. A lot of neat, fun things in this. Late model, well kept. The folks are just ready to update and upgrade to something that just kind of fit their needs in a fifth wheel a little bit more than the trailer. As is typically the case with a lot of traditional rear kitchens like this, the dinette's going to come close to that extra large countertop, but most rear kitchens are actually pretty common for destination use rather than traveling. Now you can get to the bedroom and bathroom easily, which is nice, and if you do need to stop just to kind of stretch your legs a little bit, being able to hit the bathroom and wash your hands, that is pretty handy. Had an opportunity to meet and chat with the folks that traded this in. Just super good quality people. They took care of it. You know, they were just good salt of the earth people. They weren't the type to blow smoke at you. If something happened, they'd have told you. But thankfully on this one, nothing did happen. They were the type of people that really took care of their stuff. Now, you may not realize it at first glance, but if you know what you're looking for, you can actually see how this is this is definitely within the family. It's an extended family member of something like a Heritage Glen or Hemisphere Hyperlight. And basically what that means is that this is a more budget-friendly offshoot of a copy of a Freedom Express. When Forest River bought Coachman, literally the first thing they did, and you can call the Freedom Express to ask, they went to Freedom Express over at Coachman, hooked up to a Freedom Express, drug it over to the Salem Wildwood plant, and peeled it apart to figure out how they could build it at a little more aggressive and affordable price point. Now, it's a respectable product, but that's kind of the history of where this one comes from. Just one of those extra little tidbit details I've learned to kind of pick up on over time. So, you know, windows over here for maximum airflow directly across from this huge picture window that we're going to come back to and talk about in a minute. Now, all of our countertops are a sealed edge thermal foil. You can see that there's no seams on these, which does allow for that recessed sink right there. But you're going to see the same type of countertops used on the dinette over here, and you might notice these little drawers peeking out at us right here. Now, this is something that I've seen in a lot of Forest River travel trailers for a long time, and I'm sure they weren't the first to do it. But brands like our Cherokee 274 RK, same basic layout. Interestingly, I don't think the Cherokee is any heavier than this, even though this is supposed to be a, quote, ultralight. I think the Cherokee in a basic stick and tin package we carry called a 274 RK here at Haylet RV is about the same weight, near the same layout. And they'll also have those full extension drawers that you see right here under that dining area. Now over here, we've got our, you know, big side pantry. And you might look at this and say, well, what kind of corner cutting BS is that? They blocked that off. There's going to be a thing down there, an access panel to one of your systems or facilities, like probably the water pump or something. Now this is a factory installed, what is it? I think 11 cubic foot electric only refrigerator, and this does have a 1,000-watt inverter. So if you do want to run it going down the road, you're more than capable of doing so, and obviously when you're plugged into park power, you're going to be good there. Now they did something very good here. They put some extra large overhead cabinets in this thing to give us some very good overhead capacity. That's really loaded up. Now everywhere you see cabinets overhead, you're going to find a matching amount of countertop space below. And this thing has countertop space for days. Nothing is wasted here. The sink is recessed below the countertop line, which is nice. And something I found in one of the drawers when I popped them open here is this handy little remote control. Usually these are 4 zeros. Yes, success. So your slide out, your awning, your stabilizer jacks, you can control a lot of different fun stuff right from this thing right here, which is very nice. You know, if you just want to open and close the awning from your picnic chair. Whoops, I about tripped over this giant drawer I left open. So give you a quick look at these, and you can see the big space for a wastebasket below the countertop right there. And, you know, that's one of those things a lot of brands will fail to think about, but obviously these guys nailed. So over here we've got the same big giant window and twin pushback recliners that lay nearly flat, as you can see. If you want to take a nice little midday nap with plenty of like my long legs could hang off that and people could still walk around me, no sweat. Basically, you got the same seating and window arrangement as a rear living travel trailer, except the difference here is that window overlooks your campsite. Now, I did have to pull the shade down on that because otherwise it was causing some lighting issues and the camera was struggling, but you get the idea. You've got, you know, well, that also lets you see that you do have some nice shades to kind of privatize things off. All original electronics are present and accounted for, kind of like you already saw that little remote control. Now, over here, there actually is a storage drawer below that sofa, and that can jackknife bifold down into an additional sleeper with some extra storage above. This is one of those travel-friendly aspects of it. The easy in and out access to the bathroom on laminate flooring as opposed to carpeting. I do like that this is not carpeted. But whether you're going down the road or you're at your destination, having quick, easy access to the bedroom or the bathroom like this can help really cut down on a lot of foot traffic. Now, the vaulted ceiling in here, plus the radius shower, gives us lots of elbow room, and the skylight, plus the vaulted ceiling, gives us lots of headroom. There we go. I kind of got disjointed or off the way. If you've been following my videos recently, you know that I am medicated currently, and I am fighting some allergies from I don't even know what or where. And one other thing I do want to make sure I hit on is that we do have a nice little linen cabinet over here in the corner. It's a funky little trapezoidal-ish kind of shape. But the fact is, you can still put quite a few towels in there, and you know, not a lot of bathrooms will offer you things like that. Let me slide around the corner. Quick peek at the front bedroom. Simple, effective. This is a short camp queen. However, they have left you the room here. If you upgrade to a 60 by 80 true queen, you can still walk around it. So they did sort of plan for expansion, I guess you could say, and you've got those full-length hanging closets, and I do like that recessed headboard, and you can see the dual power outlets in it so that you can, you know, have some phone chargers and whatnot up there. And I don't know if you're anything like me, I use my phone for like everything. It's my alarm clock, and having some plugs right there to keep phones and my little smartwatch and everything charged, that is just handy as all get out. Now, this is actually fairly long for the type of floor plan it is. And I'm looking at it, I don't know if they just extended the kitchen countertop in the back there to make room for the outside kitchen or what. I haven't really figured out where the extra length is coming from. You know, it could be they have a drastically extended tongue on the chassis here that, you know, is kind of being covered up by that propane encompassing nose cap. So maybe that's where some extra room is coming from, the rear kitchen and an extra long tongue in the front here, which I'm looking at it, and that definitely is an extended hitch on the front of that. So a little bit longer than most rear kitchens. Like I said, the Cherokee would be called a 274. They're calling this a 268, but it's definitely, I don't know, closer to the 35-foot mark, tip to tail, tongue to bumper. Now up here, you're seeing a couple things. Those are the covers for the grill, and that silvery box is the inverter for that residential electrical-only refrigerator in the back there, which again is giving us a little more total cold storage capacity. You see the aluminum skeleton in there, and that is one big honkin' storage compartment. You do have power front and rear stabilizer jacks, power tongue jack, power awning that's actually easy tilt with LED lights on it. So the idea behind this is just simple camping. This floor plan I think is very cool for being conversational, but also really good if you're going to be like more kind of parked at a destination so that all the stuff in your cabinets doesn't get jostled around in transit. We do have a heated enclosed belly below here. The skin looks good. I like the stone guards and the high, like if you look at an RV that has come in on a day where the tires are throwing dirt at them, this being stone guarded and that not being stone guarded is fine, because dirt and junk doesn't tend to hit that, but it'll blast this to death. So I like how tall that stone guard there is. I think I mentioned underbelly heated enclosed. We do have wide stance stability axles, which is really nice, because some people are going to see the weight on this and go, oh sweet, my little short box, short wheelbase half ton will eat this thing up all day long. Now, if you're not careful, a long trailer like this can be inclined to sort of push and boss around a shorter wheelbase vehicle like a big tow package SUV or a short wheelbase half ton. And that's where those wide stance axles come into play to help overcome that and fight against that potential deficit of the vehicle, because it seems like short box things are more and more popular. Now, we do have the outside kitchen over here, and you can see that the original RVQ grill even still present and accounted for. And there's a couple different things you can do with that. Because you have this big chunk of countertop space over here, you can leave the grill on the counter and just kind of telescope and close this whole section up. Or you might notice there's actually another little latch over there. If you want to, you can leave the grill on here and swing it around and actually keep it latched on the bumper. That being said, I don't like doing that. I don't like too much weight on the back of my bumper. Weight behind the axle does not tow as nicely as weight above or in front of the axle. That's just kind of simple load management right there. The countertop is a weather-resistant galvanized rolled steel. And so if it does kind of drizzle a little bit while this is open, no sweat. Although I do like to point out that the awning does easily, clearly cover this. And we do have a real sink with a real drain, which is handy, and some outside TV hookups over here for some rainy day airflow. Now, the full-blood Vibe that we're looking at, even though it doesn't have a ladder on the back, this does have a walkable roof. The Vibe Extreme Light, which is the little brother to this, it does not have a walkable roof. So depending on who you talk to, they might not know the difference, and I'd rather you guys have the clue up front here. So short of that, give us a call, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.